My father thought I was beating him, but I was playing Roblox. Yes, this is a true story that I'll be telling you. Now, before I start telling it, I need to give you a little bit of context of how playing video games worked for me when I was 13 or before I hit the point in life where I was like, hey, mom, dad, can I not play video games all the time? And they're like, yeah, you can, right? So there's a point in my life where I couldn't do that. And the way playing video games worked for me was I could not play them unless it was Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. That was the rule. I couldn't play them any other day of the week, right? When I got home on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, I would come here, watch a show, do my homework, blah, 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 blah. But then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I was playing video games. So the story starts off. I was like probably 13 when this happened. Um, and I was sitting at home, and my friend texts me, and he's like, "Yo, get on Roblox." And it's what Thursday, maybe Tuesday, I don't know, but it wasn't a day where I could play games. And my friend was like, "Hey, get on Roblox," because I used to be a Roblox fanatic. I have a bunch of stories about Roblox. Um, and, little 13-year-old me who followed the rules like a little good boy, was like, "No, I can't. I can't play today." But my friend, insistent as he was to be a bad influence, was like, "No, no, get on, come on, just be quiet. Like, we won't even get on call. We'll just talk in the chat. Just make sure, like, blah, blah, blah." And here's the thing about this day in specific. Um, it was kind of perfect because my mom was not at home. My dad was, but the thing about my dad when he works home is he's on calls basically all the time. He's in meetings, blah, 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 blah. So he essentially cannot focus on what I'm doing if he's home, um, or if he was home and like he was like doing work, remote job, remote work. So this was essentially the perfect day. So I decided, whatever, I'll do it, right? Fine. Um, and I boot up my computer. I had this like really bad laptop back in the day. Well, it wasn't bad. I think with time it deteriorated. Um, I forget what company it was, but like for the time it was great. I played a lot of Minecraft on it. I played a lot of Roblox. I haven't played Minecraft story mode on it, which was great. I wish before my mom got rid of it that I could have downloaded Minecraft story mode season 2 onto like a flash drive and then gotten it on my new PC because I would have liked to play it, and obviously you can't get it anymore. So sad stuff. Anyway, I'm rambling about stuff that isn't relevant to the story really. Um, but yeah, where was I? Right. So I boot up my computer, and I keep it real quiet, right? So the thing is, I close the door to my room, and then wait, hang on. So I told my dad that I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna like do homework, so I'm gonna close the door because like you're talking on the thing." And he was like, "Yep, all right, you do you, son." So I do that, right? I go into my room and like, "All right, dad, bye," and then I close the door. And I boot up my computer or laptop, and I get on Roblox, and I'm having fun. I think we were playing like murder mysteries or something, or maybe we were playing Jailbreak. I don't know, right? I used to play a lot of games on Roblox. I don't. I'm pretty sure Jailbreak isn't even like a top game anymore, which kind of sucks, but it's whatever, right? But there we are playing, being a little mischievous piece of crap I am, right? I'm not supposed to be playing video games, but I am. Ooh, I was such a bad child back in the day, man. I was so tough. I gotta fix that. Fixed? I can't tell. But so maybe an hour goes by of me and my friend playing. We're chatting. We're having fun. Um, and then I wasn't paying because like the whole time I was sort of like doing one of these, like hitting a what's going on, like trying to see if my dad was gonna get up because I'm really good at telling when people are moving around the house. I think that's because I've always been like a sneaky child. So like back in the day also when my curfew was more like strict, I couldn't be on my phone past a certain time, but I knew how to know when the person was near my room. So and when they were walking to my room, so I'd be on my phone, and then I'd hear footsteps, and I just bang put it down on the nightstand, and the door would open, and they'd be like, "No, he's still sleeping," and bang, see, I'm a little smart kid, you know that. But Um, yeah. So I was constantly like listening, trying to see if my dad was like moving towards me and trying to check on me. Didn't happen once, but at one point I was not paying attention. I think I was just like having fun playing with my friend. I was like, well, I mean, not gonna get up, whatever. Um, and then the door opens like really quickly, like ridiculous. Like it was not like a hello son. It was like a bang hello son. And instinctively, because I knew I was misbehaving and I didn't want to get yelled at, I didn't want to get caught, yada yada yada. I shut my computer down or laptop. I shut it, big time, like boom, right when the door opened. Right, logged out of the game, whatever. And then I looked towards my dad. Imagine you're my dad. I would have looked towards him like this. Like let me reenact this right from the slamming of the thing. So this would have been what it was. Yeah. And that's essentially what happened. And he looked at me a bit bewildered. And then my dad asked me like, "What were you doing?" And I was like, "Nothing." Now here's the thing. I should have said that I was just playing games. I don't think he would have been that pissed off. He would have just been like, "Yeah, you should be doing that, blah blah blah." But I didn't because I didn't want to get caught. So I just said nothing. And he sort of walks over and looks at my computer, looks at me. He can definitely tell something's going on here. And he just looks at me a bit like side eyed, like, "You sure?" I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Okay, I'm gonna go pick up your mom. Just continue doing homework." And then he closes the door very awkwardly. And I didn't pick this up until I was like, you know, older, and I knew what beating it was, and I knew what, not safe for work stuff like were. But like my theory, that I've come up with is that my dad thought I was watching porn. And because I mean, like 13-year-old slamming his computer down when his dad opens the door and looking like that, like it's suspicious of something. Um, so that's my theory. It's not like I'm not. Also, I'm never gonna ask him this. Actually, I'm never even gonna mention this to my dad ever again. This has been sitting in my soul, on my heart, in my chest for years and years and years and years, and I'm not like this is not going anywhere near my father ever. So yeah, don't expect me to actually discover the answer to this. This is just my theory. It's just my theory. But yeah, my dad went to go pick my mom up. I got back on Roblox, thought nothing of it for multiple years until I hit like what I'd say 16 years old when I was like I thought back to that moment. I was like, did my dad think I was watching something not appropriate? And then I started thinking about it and like the awkwardness and everything. Like I think so. That's my theory, right? And yeah, you know, I have a bunch of stories about Roblox. Like I could just share. Like that game. Not only was it a big part in my life, but it's just like a bunch of shit happened in there. It's crazy stuff. Let me tell you, it really is. Like there's a story. One of my friends on Roblox made me join this game. He was like, take the clothes, make your character a woman, and take the clothes off of it. I was like, okay, because I was young, I had no clue what was going on. It's like, okay, and then I got into the game, and then he put me onto like a bed thing that he made in his little world, and then started cracking me while I was Roblox, and but then, funny part of the story is one of my friends joined like one of my real life friends that was on Roblox joined the game, walked into the house that the dude had built, was like, "Yo!" And then the next day, she asked me, um, in school, like, "What was that?" I was like, "Oh, my friend just invited me to a game." Little did I know, young me had no clue what was happening, but it was some weird stuff. There's some weird stuff. I've been scammed 3 times on Roblox, by the way. 3 times. How stupid do you have to be to get scammed 3 separate times on Roblox? 3. I was such a stupid kid. Now that I think about it, I really was like a dumb child. I was, you know, like God, I make myself sick thinking about my past. I make myself sick. How could I be so stupid? How? Getting scammed thrice on Roblox. How was I so naive? How was I so trusting? Thank God I've grown up and I'm not like that anymore. I don't trust anybody. Well, I do trust some people. I trust my friends, trust my family. I trust a lot of people. You know what? Yeah, I take that back. I'm still naive, I think. I like it's I don't know, man, but sad stuff, you know. Yeah. There's a little story, a little anecdote of my life. Again, this is just a theory. Like I don't know this for sure, and I'm never gonna discover this for sure because I'm never mentioning this to anyone ever again. So fun stuff. Yeah, maybe I'll start sharing a bunch of my stories. 'Cause I don't have much lore. I don't have much dad lore. That's like I'm a pretty basic human dude that just lives and stuff. But I have some things that I can share. I have some fun things. So yeah, I think that's about it for this little story here. So yeah, I'm just gonna end this here. If you're watching this while eating, hope you enjoyed. If you're watching this to fall asleep, I hope you enjoyed. If you're watching this for anything, I hope you enjoyed. Yeah, that's about it. All right, I'm gonna stop stalling and end the video. Goodbye.